P1 in the building. What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to more WCW Lives TEW 2020. It's been a little bit since I've taped some episodes, but I am back and I'm getting ready to do a little bit more. So by the time this episode is gonna be set to air, it's gonna be on Christmas Day. So if you're watching this episode on Christmas Day, I wish that you have a Merry Christmas, and I hope you get everything you want, and nothing but blessings to all of you. But we have a show to book. We are on the road to the Great American Bash. In this episode, I think we should be booking Great American Bash. As a little, we should be booking the final nitro towards the Great American Bash and the Great American Bash pay-per-view itself. So let's, head into booking the card. And some things have changed. A few things have changed. Um, One of the thing is, to help with a little bit of the morale. I've given everybody a $5,000 bonus. It has helped a little bit. Um, it isn't going to help with everybody, and I'm also going to, I might also turn off, and I'll let y'all can decide in the comments, whoever's watching this episode, if I should turn off, morale settings for future episodes. This is probably gonna be like the last episode I tape for WCW Lives for this year, because like I said, this episode is coming out on Christmas Day. So, should I turn that off in the preferences? If so, like let me know, and by post Great American Bash, we'll settle that. But anyways, we dealt with our backstage incidents. We're gonna be taking place. We're in the southeast region. Region. North Carolina Mills, Covenant Center, um, is our scheduled arena. And we are and our audience our audience once again increasing. We have 1,527 in attendance with us for this edition of Nitro. And I'm gonna get ready to book this card because we got heck of a go home card to book. So I'm gonna head into it, book it, and then I will be right back. All right, here we go. We have booked I think this is the final nitro towards the Great American Bash. So let's get right into it, shall we? So we open up the show with Bam Bam Bigelow and RVD having their semifinal match in the TV title tournament. So we have Bam Bigelow picks a bit of RVD. Bigelow had a 52. RVD had a 50. So after that, then Mysterio celebrates his victory in the. So then afterwards, Mysterio is not celebrating his victory in the ring. I don't know why it says that. I'm going to write in what it should say, and then I'm going to write in what it should say. Okay, so I went and I changed it to what it should say. It should say that RVD, being furious that Ray cost him his spot in the U.S. title tournament, he tries to run and find Mysterio, but Mysterio is nowhere to be found for the time being, and he warns him not to show up at the Great American Bash. So we advanced that storyline a little bit. Unfortunately, it got a 31, which I was expecting a little bit more for that. I'm not gonna lie. And lost heat. So let's continue on. Let's see what else we got. Up next, we have Disco Inferno picking up a victory. We have Disco Inferno facing Shane Helms. Shane Helms picking up the victory over Disco Inferno. Disco had a 49. Helms had a third. Disco had a 40. Helms had a 39. I don't know why I can't speak right now. And Disco Inferno and Helms just didn't click. Oh, that is a huge that sucks. Hmm. But as we continue on backstage, after the matchup, we have Gene Okerlund. Okerlund is backstage, with TDP and Ric Flair ahead of their match at the Bash. They both state what they have at their hands, and both of them are very eager for this matchup. Flair doing anything to win, as both men will do anything to win this bout. Up next, Up next, we have Dustin Rhodes and Rick Steiner. Dustin Rhodes, I think, first or second match back. It's either his first or second match back from his injury, but he's back. He picks up a victory over Rick Steiner, and he had a 58-55, and the segment got a 62. Surprisingly, I was very surprised about that. The segment getting a 62. Then, after the matchup, Dustin calls out Jarrett at the announce table, and he warns him that he's out for blood in their matchup at the Great American Bash. He is out for blood. Up next, we hyped up a segment with Curt Hennig. As we were trying to build up Curt Hennig a little bit more, before he really makes a super, super big impact. And we gave him a quick win over Sarge. Help keep his momentum up. And afterwards, we had a Team Canada interview. As Mike Awesome, Mike Awesome being the better speaker between the two, I let him cut it. I let him do the promo. He talks about the rematch with Palumbo and O'Hare. Building that match up a little bit more. I think we could have used a little bit more for that storyline. So I decided to go for that there, and then I gave it this match right here to help advance the storyline, as Team Canada got a victory over Filthy Animals, and Mike Awesome picking up the pin. This matchup got a 54. So the storyline heat really kind of helped. We had some great storylines kind of just going into it. Then afterwards, we have Sting backstage, and he approaches Booker T, and Sting sees Booker T backstage. The two have some discussions, but it most notably kind of just caps it with Sting telling Booker, "Even though I don't like you, I want you to win," heading into their championship match at Great American Bash. And afterwards, here we go. And then we head into our main event for the evening, as Scott Steiner picks up a victory over DDP. As Steiner had a 78, DDP had a 76. Matchup itself had a 73. The match was a little too long. You know, like the long matches, they get penalized, but they also do well. But it's weird because you get penalized during long matches, but they kind of do they do better than you expect in lots of cases, and sometimes they're very useful. And at the end of the day, and then Scott Steiner, Booker T, they said their final words before the pay per view, and they had a little bit of a post, and they had a little bit of a brawl to close out the show as the show fades to black, giving this show a 68. I'm fine with that. That's one of our better nitros. That is one of our better nitros. A 68. As we advance, here we go. And we got a .33. Okay, our popularity points have increased up a little. We finally got that. We finally got that 1 point increase in all the other areas. It took a little bit, but we finally got it. You know, and the feedback for that show was awesome. All right, Raw did an 89, so we definitely weren't beating Raw, but we did good. But we did better than some of our other shows. Some of our other nitros, we did better. You know, we're draining money. Hopefully, our pay per view will be able to make a little bit. Hopefully, we'll make a little bit more pay per view revenue. The fact that we've kind of built up, this show, and our momentum is up a point. As long as we keep booking shows, our momentum is going to get higher and higher. That's the ultimate goal. Um, because she hasn't gained or lost ability. Steiner, I want to say he's lost like a point. I want to say he lost a point. No, he's not. Steiner hasn't lost or gained. DDP, he gained, but then he lost it back. He gained and then he lost it back. Flair, dropped a couple of points. Flair dropped a couple of points, but he gained a point back. But he gained, I want to say he gained a point back, but then he lost it. Um, no, no. But anyways, let's get ready for the Great American Bash, and I'm gonna sim to it. I'm going to sim to it. Actually, before we head to Great American Bash, I'm gonna see if there's any talent we can kind of try to scout for. Um, So far, no one is really grabbing my name. So far, no one's really grabbing my attention. I just like to check it a little bit, as we go too. But let's advance. But anyways, let's advance to the Great American Bash, and let's get there. All right, here we are, day of the Great American Bash pay-per-view. We have it set for 3 hours, but it probably will take a little bit shorter. But anyways, I'm going to advance. Let's see what backstage incidents we have this time. But let's advance. Okay, so we have Road Warrior Animal. First time it's happened, I'll just give a slap on the wrist for him. Alex Wright. Got into a thing with a fan. So stern. A stern warning. Mr. Warning, just a simple, hey, don't do that. Here we go. So now let me see. Put in demand. And here we go. And we're going to get ready and we're going to book this pay-per-view. And here we go. Let me see the arena. Okay, we have 7,652. We're in the Wincoma Civic Center for this show. So that's fine. That is fine. We're in Salisbury, Maryland for the Great American Bash. But here we go. It's our first time doing a show here. And the first time doing this show in this region, I'm gonna get ready. I'm gonna set up the show, and we'll be right back. And we're gonna put together this pay-per-view. All right, we have booked the Great American Bash. So let's head into the show. All right, so on our pre-show, we had Billy Kidman versus Shawn Stasiak, part of the U.S. title tournament. I forgot to book that on the Nitro. I just realized that, so I decided to just do it here. And I gave Stasiak the victory. Then we have our main show opening up with Dustin Rhodes picking up a victory over Jeff Jarrett to get the show started. Dustin had a 65, Jarrett had a 66. Match itself had a 62. And Dustin picking up a roll-up victory, over Jarrett. That way, Jarrett doesn't completely lose a lot of momentum, but Rhodes picks up a huge victory. It elevates Dustin a little bit, because I think Dustin has a lot of potential to be a really great star. So I figured we can give him a nice victory. Then afterwards, Oracle interviews Mysterio. Then after here we go. After that matchup, we had Shane Helms defeating Chavo Guerrero. Shane Helms defeating Chavo to defend the Cruiserweight Championship. Match got a 53. Chavo had a 50. Helms had a 52. Then afterwards, RVD telling where Ray will be and that the two will face off. Then afterwards, we have a Kurt Hennig vignette of Perfection at its continuing up Perfection at its finest. We did another vignette of it. Then Palumbo and O'Hare picking up a victory over Team Canada to win the tag titles. This matchup did really well, giving us a 65, Palumbo to 52, O'Hare to 53, Storm 62, Awesome 62. And Flair backstage decided to cut a promo, heading into his matchup with DDP. Then Mysterio Jr. picking up victory over RVD once again. So Mysterio going RVD twice. The matchup getting a 51. We decided I decided to put the hardcore. I decided to put a hardcore stipulation on it because I figured that's RVD's thing. I decided that could help this matchup a little bit. Then afterwards, DDP, cutting a promo himself, but DDP struggled going on off script because I don't. The one thing with promos is I do my best not to. I don't script anybody whenever I do promos, so that just kind of happened like that. But in the finals of the TV title tournament, Bam Bam wins the U.S. title from Stasiak to finish up the tournament, and Bigelow now has the U.S. championship. Then we have Ric Flair picking up a victory over DDP. With Flair having a 79 performance, DDP having a 77. Matchup got a 76. So I'll take that. Probably low storyline heat, I want to say. No, not what I was thinking. Then afterwards, Scott Steiner cuts a promo heading into the world title main event with Booker T, where the matchup got a 78. I'm perfectly fine with that. 78, Booker T retaining the WCW World Championship. Giving this show a 77. I'll take it. First pay-per-view back, we get a 77. We really needed that high rating. We gained popularity in one region, but we would have gained popularity in 10 regions, but growth was restricted to a limited number of viewers there. That is one big thing that the TW 2020 has, is the growth restrictions. It makes sense because 16 you could grow like that. 20 you gotta do a little bit more work to really grow, especially with pay-per-views with limited coverage. But anyways, I'll give Stasiak encouragement. In fact, he worked twice. And didn't get the belt. Steiner, again, I'll give him a great performance. And who else? Let me see. And I'll give let me see. And I'll give Henning a little bit of a boost. Because he did well in his promo. Because he did really good in his promo. So, yeah, do that. No, got a. We had a 0.14 buy rate. I think that's higher than our buy rate for Big Bang. Let me check. Oh yeah, that is. It's up a single point. So we had a little bit more pay-per-view buys, which is good. Which is good. Pay-per-view buys went up. Hopefully, we can kind of keep that trend going on as we keep booking pay-per-views. That they get up a little bit more. We made a little bit more pay-per-view revenue, um, and broadcast revenue. That's like good too. Ticket sales are up. So much stuff is up, and that's good. That's good. We're still bleeding money. As you see, we're still bleeding a bunch of money. And I'm gonna try to figure that out. I'm gonna try to figure out what the cause of bleeding, why we're bleeding so much money. It's probably because some of these contracts. Might be some of these contracts. It might be like I did roll back production. So it could still be that. I know that we kind of do have to have production at a good level because we are competing with other shows. So, but I think that's a good place to end this episode. We just of this series. Up next, I think our next pay per view is Bash at the Beach. If I am correct, Let me check. Yep, it is Bash at the Beach. I'm probably gonna. Probably gonna push it back another, because like it was supposed to be literally the next week, so I'm probably gonna push that back a little bit. Push Bash at the Beach back a little bit. That way we can develop. That way we at least have a nice 4 or 5 weeks to develop our storylines a little bit. So yep, that will be a nice place. So next episode we're starting the road to Bash at the Beach. And I thank each one of you for watching. If you enjoyed, like, subscribe, comment. Tell me what you would like to see in this series. Because today, like, we're looking strong, and like, I'm gonna be, looking at a lot of, I look at the comments, and I do like look at the comments. I do see what you guys say. So, like, if you want to see something in this series, like, let me know. Like, we can kind of get it together. But until then, thanks for watching, everybody, and see you next time. P1. Bye bye.